Hey, what's happening? I'm Claudio, and today I'm going to be waterproofing the shower, adjusting the drain, and pouring the cement pan. If you missed any of the other videos in this bathroom renovation, I've created a playlist so you can watch them all at once. So make sure to get caught up before you watch this one. There are a few complexities to this one, so if you want to see what I did, stick around. Let's make it now.
In a previous video, I showed how I installed the backer board in the shower. The board itself is resistant to water, but we have to worry about all the areas where the seal is compromised, like nail or screw holes, as well as any joints. Here's the product I'll be using to waterproof the shower. It's called Hydro Barrier. I heard about it from another YouTube channel called Tile Master GA. He has some longer videos explaining his process more in depth. Hydro Barrier is a sort of watery paste that is really easy to work with. It dries into a nice layer of rubber, and it's applied in conjunction with a fiberglass mesh tape for best results over joints. I started applying the Hydro Barrier up in the corner, covering all the screw and nail heads. It's just like applying joint compound on the wall and goes really fast. The shower nook is one of the most common places for water to leak through, so I took my time to seal everything up tight. I pre-cut some of the pieces of the mesh tape before applying the Hydro Barrier. The pieces have to be applied in somewhat of an order to best seal the area. Like the backer board, any piece lying on a flat surface must go first, then the verticals go next. This is because water travels down with gravity, and there's always a layer for it to hit and slide to the next, all the way down to the drain. There's the bottom outside, bottom inside, sides inside and out, corner reinforcements, top inside and out, and top corner reinforcements. The Hydro Barrier dries into a flexible layer of rubber, but there is a chance during the drying process and over time for it to split. The fiberglass mesh tape sandwiched in acts like rebar and concrete to reinforce the Hydro Barrier. It's essential for a long-lasting joint that will not leak. Once the shower nook was done, I moved on to the large seams between all the pieces of backer board. It was just as simple as cutting the mesh tape to size, applying a layer on the seam, putting down the tape, and then applying a second coat over the top. I continued the same process until all the seams were covered. The shower curb is another common area for water leaks. I applied the barrier over all the screw heads and joints. Unfortunately, I lost the rest of the footage, but I applied several layers of mesh tape, much like in the nook. Once dry, this is what the curb looked like right before I finished tiling the floor up next to it. The waterproofing was done. Now I started prepping for the cement pan. Using a level, I marked a Sharpie line about 2.5 inches from the bottom. I followed this line all the way around. Next, I needed to adjust the height of the drain. I wanted the slope of the pan to be 1/4 inch per foot, so the drain at 2 feet away from the walls should be about 1/2 inch lower than that Sharpie line. I had this little 1/2 inch block which helped. I just twisted the drain until it was right where I wanted it. Before adding the cement, I covered the weep holes with some small pebbles. This prevents the cement from clogging up the holes, and the weep holes allow any water to get down into the drain. I use Quickcrete's sand topping mix, basically just a concrete that doesn't have any large rocks or chunks in it. I poured the cement in a 5-gallon bucket and mixed it up with some water. I mixed up a few buckets before even starting to spread the concrete out. I spread it all out little by little, adding more where I needed it. I was very careful to lay the cement down on top of the little pebbles without moving them around. This keeps enough gaps around the weep holes to allow any water to drain. I kept spreading the concrete, keeping it up to the Sharpie line around the edges and down to the drain in the middle. It takes quite a long time to get it right. The concrete should be sloping down but very flat, meaning no mounds or bumps. It helps to have a straight edge like an old level to do this. It's also important to keep the thickness of the mortar and tile in mind because the finished tile needs to be either flush or just above the height of the drain. That way the water can make it down. Finally, about 24 hours after pouring the pan, I came back with the same trowel and scraped it smooth with the flat side. I swept up the loose sand and pushed it in the tiny spaces and gaps around the perimeter of the pan. And with that, we're ready for tile.
Well, now that the waterproofing membrane and concrete pan are dry, we're ready to finish up this entire bathroom renovation by adding the tile and shower door. You'll just have to watch the next video to see how this project transforms from a job site to a beautiful bathroom. If you like this video, let me know by hitting that thumbs up button. If you want to see what I'm up to right now, you can follow me on social media at Make It Now channel. You can also check out my website at makeitnow.tv There you can find all my past videos, a blog, and some plans. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.